Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back. It is Thursday, and we are here with Wedding Film School Live. I am joined today by Jay. Jay, how's it
What's
going?
up, buddy? How you doing?
It's been a while. It's been a few weeks.
Yeah, you know, it's up in the Northeast. If you don't know, in Northeast U.S., September, October are by far our busiest season. How's that in where you guys are, Minneapolis?
It's the same for me. I've had like a steady, like, 1-2 weddings kind of every month, and then tail end of August, September, October is like more. So yeah, I don't know. Let us know in chat. Is that the same for you guys?
Yeah, what's your busy season down in chat? We'd love to know that.
Because it's the flip side. Like if you get like Texas, Arizona, or whatever, it's like, September through March or whatever.
Yeah, well, I always hear down there like they barely do weddings in the summer, but and then I see all the weddings they're shooting, and I'm like, I don't know, maybe you're just have a different idea of what barely doing weddings is. But, we just did a video a couple weeks ago that I think would be interesting to a lot of people. So I'm going to drop the link in there. Yeah, I'll bring them up a little. Bobby, I'm going to turn
my quiet voice.
Yes. Maybe bring the mic a little closer to your mouth, too.
I'll just put it right here.
Perfect. But we did a video about just AI specifically some of the stuff that Apple just announced for the new iPhone. I'm going to adjust my camera because it's bothering me that we both have different frames. And it's tough to be crazy, you know? Like, it's tough when you're crazy. I'm crazy.
Even we are in frame. We're like the exact same.
Yes. So anyway, yeah. So I love
AI stuff.
Yeah, the AI stuff. So I'm curious if you're in chat or if you're, you, Bobby, like, do you use any AI stuff in your editing or anything like that?
It's funny. I was actually just talking about the difference between photo and video and like AI and the way it fits in there. I don't think I really use anything right now. I don't know if you count like, there's some apps that will just like put together reels kind of for you.
Wow.
Really AI though.
Do you use that? Does it work?
Not really. If I'm being honest, it's like almost as much work to like tweak it and make it.
I think that's what it comes down to too. Like, so check out the video I posted in chat. I'd love to hear your thoughts on kind of where my brain is going. Essentially, like Apple has a bunch of features now where they'll look through your photo library, which includes videos. And you could say like, hey, make a video of my trip to the museum with my kids, and it will just now, I don't know if now, but it will soon do it. And I think that's really interesting. And because at the end of the day, they own Final Cut Pro, right?
Yeah.
And I agree. Chris brought up a point. The audio side of AI and video editing, I think there is
true.
There's some good stuff there. I also, if you've never used like Topaz, like I think this is borderline. I don't really know why we call this AI.
I know. That's the other thing is where do we draw that line of what's actually AI?
It's not really doing anything. Like for instance, like
and whatever.
Have you used the new, they have it in Photoshop, or I'm sorry, in Premiere, but also now they have it in Final Cut, like this new, and of course Topaz, this new, basically adding frames to do super slow-mo so you can slow down 20.
But I haven't.
We love it. We use it.
Yeah.
It's great. But in terms of using AI with video editing, like the actual real video editing, which is picking good things, creating a story from the things in a timeline. I haven't seen anything that's close to very effective at that. Even the tool, I don't remember, have you ever used that plugin that they have in Premiere? I forget who makes it, where it will basically cut multicams for you.
Oh, I have heard of that for like long form stuff. I haven't used it.
Meh.
I think something like that, it has to be like the bar for you is so low that like you don't actually care where the cuts are, and you're just going to be happy that there's, oh, look, we saw all three camera angles.
Well, so I didn't like mention, or this person's talking and they're on camera, and no one's talking, so they're not on camera. I mean, you can kind of do that, but I think one of the things I've always said about all of this, I agree, Smith, by the way, the Final Cut stabilization, especially compared to the stabilization in Resolve.
Yeah.
I
always go in to make it like a smooth cam or whatever instead of automatic, and then you have like some control over it. That helps.
The Resolve stabilization is so much better. It's really amazing. But here's my thought. I feel like at the very least, they should be able to help do AI-assisted culling, just like photographers.
Yeah.
Like
it's gotta be close.
At the very least, they should be able to do that, right?
Also, I'm just throwing this out there. Photographers basically get back from a wedding, upload it all to, there's like a handful of AI editors, and it's based on their catalog, right? They've uploaded a handful of weddings. It knows their look.
Yep.
It culls everything. It color corrects it. It does the editing, and then maybe you go in and make some changes, but it gets you a long ways there. Like, what about the color side? Can we not have that on video? It seems like the same thing.
I think that at the end of the day, this is why video is hard.
Yeah.
It's like, and so I'm hoping. So I would love you guys to check out the video and, tell me if would you ever trust AI to get you 80% there?
I would trust it, but it would have to be me being able to be like, nope, this is bad. Start from scratch. Do this.
Or is it like one of those things, right? Where you literally are like, you trust it so little that you end up just watching the whole thing anyway and redoing it, and at the end of the day, it doesn't save you any time. Who knows? Yeah. Here's the deal. I think that we should review a wedding film because
I think that is what we're here for, and we should also do that.
So let's do it. Why don't you talk people through how we do these, and then we'll watch a film.
Yeah, so it's been a while. Many of you have been here, and we appreciate that. Been here before, but if you haven't, the way we're going to do this, watch a film. We will watch about 2 minutes of the film, unless you are if you've subscribed to our YouTube channel, which you can do by hitting the join button down below next to subscribe.
Not subscribe. You have to join and be a member,
yeah,
Bobby.
Join and be a member. I
was
looking for the word. I couldn't think of it. We keep it cheap for you guys. Starts at just $5 a month. You get some various benefits, including more of your films reviewed and priority in getting your film reviewed. And so the way that we do this, up to 2 minutes, up to 5 minutes if you are a member. And then we're going to talk afterwards, talk through some things that we think you did really well, kind of points that you excel in. And then the flip side, things that we think you could work on, and really focusing on, especially if you're newer to the game, things that we think will really help you take that next step. Now, we have people submit across the board as far as where they are in their career, which we love. So we're not judging you. We're not giving you a score or anything like that. Just trying to meet you where you are, help you out, and get you creating better films, which is the goal for all. All right, are we ready to go with number one?
We are ready to go. Hopefully the audio works.
This is coming from Sibella Studios.
Yeah, tell me a little bit about their
let's see. Stuff. What do we see here? It's the wrong one. Shot on 4 Canon R6s. A lot of time was used for the bridals to get, for the photographers to get bridal shots of very still and staged posed shots. But they tried to give it more of an energetic, upbeat feel because they felt that from the couple. This seems like it was a little bit new for them in that they typically go the more slow and romantic version. And they did mention not great shots of these speeches. So
this is a $3,500 film. So
at least we know.
Yeah, $3,500 film, which 2 videographers, 10 hours of coverage, 60-second teaser, 4 to 6 minute highlights. So all the good stuff. So why don't we watch it?
All right, let's do it.
Dearly beloved, we are the beloved. We were invited to be present today to witness one of life's ultimate acts of love. This is a love story of a quiet, introspective young man and a, well, not so quiet young lady.
Sean. Today I join my life to yours, not just as husband and wife, but as your best friend, partner, and confidant in life. I love how you encourage me and support me to be better and face fears I never thought I could on my own. And I love how you care so fearlessly for those you love and would do anything for them. Today and every day, I vow to respect you, honor you, care for you, and to always be honest with you. Together, we will build a life and a home with laughter, love, patience, and understanding. I cannot wait for every new chapter in life as long as it's with you. You are my best friend, yesterday, today, and forever. Never forget that.
From the moment I met you, my life changed in ways I never imagined.
Okay.
You are my best friend, my rock, and my greatest love. I vow to support you in times of need and encourage you when you face new challenges. I promise to laugh with you in times of joy and comfort you in times of sorrow. Your love and kind heart has taught me what it means to truly be vulnerable, to open my heart and let someone in. You see me for who I am and love me despite my flaws. I promise to always strive to be the best version of myself, not just for me, but for you and for us. You are my today and all of my tomorrows. I love you.
I now pronounce you husband and wife.
Film went away. Sorry, guys. I don't know what's going on here. I'm having a broken thing. I'm going to go back on that. Sorry about that, guys.
Your love
Here we go.
and kind heart has taught me
We had a bit of a...
to truly be vulnerable, to open my heart and let someone in. You see me for who I am and love me despite my flaws. I promise to always strive to be the best version of myself, not just for me, but for you and for us. You are my today and all of my tomorrows. I love you.
I now pronounce you husband and wife.
Bobby, what do you think about this music with this?
I'm so torn. I think we'll definitely touch on it. It's like there's parts where it really works for me, and then there's
I think it works
where,
with the edit. My question is,
yeah.
like, when they said, like, oh, I think it matches the couple, that's really my question here. Because, like, the way that they cut it is nice, and the way that they used
look
it.
at that meat. Cut that meat.
You gotta love it.
Oh,
Multiple
yeah.
meat shots. Meat shot. That's. Can you make a grosser sound? Sorry about the confusion, guys.
Seeing Sean and his beautiful wife, Juliet, here today makes me indescribably happy. Jules, you bring out the best again. You're beautiful, smart, kind, caring, and I couldn't be happier to call you my daughter.
We need. Can we have a teaser of just that meat?
Yeah.
I think that's awesome. Like I feel like, but then that's super underexposed. Like I feel like this person has a lot of good ideas.
Yeah.
And needs a little help with the execution. But there's good stuff here.
That's exactly how I feel. Contra, this
looks almost great.
R6s, all R6s.
It's just underexposed. But I like their framing. It looks great. Their coverage is really nice. Like the background they got. Like this is like,
that's a good shot.
There's a lot of, this is a very much an almost, but there's a lot of potential here. So I'm excited to. So why don't we talk about it while it plays, which
let's do it.
So first thing, my opinion, I don't agree with their sense that this matches the couple.
I think there's two parts to that. Like this couple might very well be energetic and upbeat. In fact, they even kind of hinted to that. The officiant was like a quiet, reserved guy, woman or whatever. But the day also has two.
Yes,
I
yes.
think that's
even like the gold chairs and like they're sitting at a okay. Here's
that guy's he's like
slouch it.
Like this in his chair. Yeah, I love it.
I would not include this shot personally because let me just see how low he is in the chair. Like the champagne glass is like towering over his face. Where is it? I lost that shot.
Yeah,
oh well.
We'll see it again.
Moving on. Yeah, you could see their energy too. Like this is really okay. Anyway, first thing I'm going to say to this person as a positive is like keep these good ideas. Keep that shot could be so good if they were lit properly.
Yep. There's a lot that's very close.
I also think the song being the same the entire time, like doesn't work at all. I think you should.
Yeah, I agree.
If you really wanted to use that song, which I think these songs to me are falling out of fashion. These like action movie hype, like drumline kind of songs. Everyone's done them. Yeah. And they're cool, but I think they're kind of falling out of fashion, and I don't think it works for the couple at all. But, whatever. If you really wanted to use it, I would have used it as like a teaser intro, and I would have definitely slowed this film down a little. And when I see this couple, I don't see sexy, edgy. I see fun, cute.
Yeah.
And I think the film should reflect their personality a little bit better. And then the technical thing I'll point out to you is you are often underexposed.
Yep.
And when you have a lot of footage where you have mixed lighting scenarios, you're not lighting your subject close to enough. And so you really need to either just... Sometimes you're better off not lighting people if the exposure in the background is so different and you can't get the level high enough in the foreground. Like right here, though, you could have easily gotten that a lot brighter. And I would have... And if you're going to do it, I would blow out the... I would definitely make a choice to blow out the fireworks over underexposing the couple. And they're also not white balanced properly. So just...
Yeah, I think I would agree with a lot of that. I think, the song being, it's just an interesting point. And obviously you brought it up, or, the submitter brought it up in the, in their submission with it like, hey, I usually do romantic slow, and this is different. So I like that you're trying something different. I always think that deserves to be like acknowledged. And I do think like there are parts of this that are executed well. Where you did use the music well, but I would question again, kind of like Jay said, or kind of like I said earlier too, of like, I don't see a very upbeat, edgy day, and I think that's just as important as the couple, even though you can edit it and cater it to that a little bit. I don't get that vibe, and then specifically to what Jay said, like. I like his distinction that upbeat isn't necessarily edgy drumline song. Like there can be upbeat fun too, and I think that would have fit better. And then I would also agree that I think using this same song the whole time was a miss for me. I think this had the opportunity because you had a lot of great audio and a lot of slower moments that you even acknowledged.
Good reaction right there by the groom. There's just like, I want to tell this person just in general, the fundamentals of wedding filmmaking, you're doing really, really well. And hang your hat on that. Your wide shots are good. I really judge a wedding filmmaker a lot of times on how good their wide shots are. More so than even, because that shows a level of like attention to detail, right? If you do good wide shots, it means that you don't have any throwaway parts of your day.
Yeah.
And I think you're succeeding on that. And so I give you a ton of credit. And you're going to make good stuff. And, if we're wrong on this, we're wrong. It's just our 2 cents. Except for the composition on that shot, which is really bizarre.
Yeah, the only thing that I would add to that is, you mentioned underexposure, and I think there's some white balance issues. But there's also some, like, shooting, like, seems like really unintentional movement. I don't know if you're trying to go handheld. It looked like it was a gimbal that's maybe jittering or something. And then there's one camera. I think it's just one camera. That just looks distinctly different to me. And knowing that they're all R6s is weird.
This is the whole thing about all this stuff. I have one camera, by the way, that does that, and I don't know what it is. We can't figure it out. We keep tweaking. We literally copy and pasted the settings from the camera, and it still looks a little different. So this can happen. But what I'll say in general is like, when you're putting a wedding film together, like there's a really fine line between like expressing yourself creatively and doing something that just doesn't work. And I think our couples put the restrictions on what we're able to do.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're going to succeed at this, and also last thing I want to point out is we don't talk about composition enough as wedding filmmakers. This has you seem to have the wrong lead a lot.
Yeah. You're pushed the other direction.
So like right here, if this person's talking, their head should be over here because it's very off-putting. What horror movies do, we talk about is this person right here is the murderer. So you keep this part of the frame open for things to happen over here. And if
For
you have
murder
your
to happen.
subject oriented to the left of the frame and they're speaking, the person's immediately going to look to the right of the frame and say, why did you leave all that open space? Is something happening over there? And it takes your eyes off the subject. So
Yeah, I'm actually really curious about, I can't imagine, especially because this is outdoors and like you should theoretically be able to do almost whatever you want. I can't imagine there's a reason for that, but it also seems like such an odd, like very much a choice that all of them are framed like that. So I wish they were in chat.
yeah,
I would love to know if that was intentional.
I don't like it. I think it's bad storytelling. But overall, I think this is a good wedding filmmaker. And if they can get better lights, get bicolor lights, and I think
there's
that'll
just, like,
make a
few
huge difference.
Small things to clean up, and like they're. I know we've reviewed their other films too, and it might have been a while, so I know this is very much not their normal style. But yeah, I think there's some
that group's in Forehead is intensely sweating. You feel for these guys. Oh, so Carl asked if I can re-explain it. So basically, Carl, framing in filmmaking is about telling a person where to look with their eyes. And if you have a subject who's to the left of the frame and they're speaking in that direction, your eyes are going to be drawn to the negative space behind them, because in horror movies and things like that, they use that negative space for like the villain to pop up or things like that. We're not making a horror movie.
Yeah, it's like an intentional way to make you uncomfortable as a viewer subconsciously.
Yes, but this person should be towards the right of the frame so that the viewer is not only looking at who's speaking and focused on the person speaking, but they're also referencing in their mind. They naturally think about who they're speaking to.
Yeah.
And I think that's just a really important thing to consider when you're making wedding films, is like, because you're cutting around music video style, the context of every single frame has to tell a story in itself. So that's really what it is. You can't have people going like, who's he talking to? What's happening? Like that kind of stuff. So,
yeah.
All right, next film.
Let's do it.
Really good job, by the way. I know we kind of like seemed like we were kind of critical, and we did have a weird technical issue in the middle of it, but there's a good filmmaker.
Yeah. All right. Next film, I believe this is a teaser. This is coming
Melina
from
and Marona.
The Weddings. Yep. Melanie and Marlon.
What did you say?
Isn't it Melanie and Marlon? What did
Melanie?
you say?
I don't know. I can't read it. What did we say?
Yeah. What is happening? All right. So cloudy day. Great location, fun couple. Shot on the Ace. What's this? The A7 IV? Yeah. Some lenses. Light changed a lot during the day. Almost no party at the end of the wedding. I feel like this person is in. Oh yeah, this is 3,500 euro. So I know they're somewhere in.
It looks It looks German, but it could also be Austrian or something like that.
Okay.
So.
I feel like we've asked this before in chat when they've been here, so I feel like we should know, but I don't remember. So
cool. Let's rock and roll this wedding film. It's only a minute and a half. So we'll
it's a teaser, I believe.
It's so weird to me when people do teasers longer than a minute, because it's like.
Yeah, it's kind of limiting.
And also not vertical.
Yeah.
But anyway, I don't know. Ugh, this is great color.
What a beautiful spot.
Ugh. Sick.
No, it's ugly.
It looks sick. This must be German wine country. Or beer. I love how this looks. This looks awesome. Ugh.
Yeah. Oh.
Good vibes though, man.
Yeah.
Not crazy about the song, but I feel like this person sent us something from this venue before.
I was just gonna say, I feel like I've seen this venue.
It looks great.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna stop it here because I just saw it and now I'm. Oh no, I will keep it.
There you go.
He's a good. That person is like good, and they just do a couple things that I'm always like, this is so weird though. Okay, look at this. This is gonna be my biggest critique with this filmmaker because I saw it throughout the film. Look at the. This looks a little loggy, right?
I was just gonna say, I wonder if we're gonna say the same thing. Yep.
And then look at the next frame.
Yep. Yeah, it's like one they
properly
converted
saturated
to Rec 709 or whatever, and one.
Here's what I think this person is doing. I think that their color grading methodology is very problematic. It looks like they're going frame by frame by frame, and I don't think you should color grade like that. You
No.
Like, especially if you're not using scopes and things that will help ground you, or some kind of reference frame or something, because it's obvious to me that their color throughout the film is bouncing around based on the problems they're trying to fix, and they're not spending the time to normalize the footage after that. I saw it here too. Look, those two frames, and then you'll see it also. This stuff right here doesn't look the same.
Yeah.
And then this is really jarring to me right here.
Yeah, that's very contrasty.
So and given the light is very contrasty.
Yeah, very different.
But I would say, like, I think, like, if you look at the black levels and the trees over there, given it's misty and whatnot, but like just the way that they're portraying shadows on the frame, and then they get here and the shadows tell a totally different story. And so what I would tell them as a filmmaker is, first of all, I'm not crazy about the song. I don't think it gave you much to grab onto with your edit points.
Yeah, I think it's fine. But
your footage is better than the song, and your shooting is better than the song. But also, I think the grading is part of your storytelling. And so if your color is bouncing around, it's an immersion breaking thing. And I felt like I'm watching the film and getting into it, and then I'm noticing like these little things, and I'm feeling like it's a film made by three different directors.
Yep.
And so that's my feedback. Get the colors more in line with each other, so that way you're not breaking immersion. I don't necessarily say like pick better music or whatever, but just my opinion is like I found the song a little distracting.
Yeah. Chris, it was, I mean, they had, I think it was 3 cameras, but they all were the same camera. They're all
allegedly. I mean, maybe
maybe they screwed it up in what they submitted, and then obviously the drone, I assume, is not one of those. Yeah, I think there's a lot of really great shots. I love the idea of a teaser. I think this gave a glimpse of the day, which is great. I do think the 1 minute 30-second mark is an odd length for a teaser, but if you have a very specific reason for that, awesome. Although I think the teaser should work
it's more of a business kind of
critique
than it is like a film critique.
Yeah, not really specific to this. I kind of agree with the song. I think like I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it. I think the song could have worked better for me.
Well, it was the way they cut the song too. Like they just kind of started in the middle of the song instead of like seaming together the best parts.
I feel like it could have worked a little better for me if I had any audio from the day maybe mixed in.
They had like some clapping, I thought.
Yeah, well, I meant more like speech or ceremony or I don't know, something. But a lot of beautiful shots, especially I do think you really like front loaded a lot of good shots, which I like.
Everything should look like that. Everything should look like this.
15 seconds, which I like. And so I think that works well. And
you know what it could be, Bobby? Like, and Max said it, and I'm like, I know this is true. Someone in chat said that one shot I was pointing out, they underexposed it, and then they were trying to fix it in post.
I could see that for this, like for the ceremony, they're under the overhang, whatever. But like, there are shots that aren't like that too, I think.
Well, but I think the key is when you are in these situations, how do you fix them? And I think you can't screw up your blacks.
Yeah.
That's this is like the thing is like the blacks tell you the universe. Like, and you can have your blacks lifted or you can have your blacks crushed. You can do whatever you want with your color. But like, if your blacks are changing and you're like using your blacks to like lift up an underexposed shot, know that they're going to become milky.
We do have Goran in chat, I believe. So if we have any questions, he will answer, I'm sure.
Oh, great. This is beautiful, by the way, Goran. I really want you to know that.
The last thing I would say, I wasn't a fan. You had a shot, it was like family photos, and then you like superimposed the bride and groom over a sign. I'm not saying like the idea is bad, but I don't think it was well executed. It didn't stay on the sign very well. There was camera movement. It didn't move. It was moving around. I don't know. It's just like, I would have taken that out. Just done a family photo.
What I love about this
was like offensive or something.
What I like about this filmmaker is they take a lot of risks with their coverage.
Yeah.
And I think that's good. And keep doing that. And you're just going to get better and better at it and make better decisions quicker. And I just think like you're better off like letting the black like shot be slightly under with a consistent black level than trying to make everything perfectly exposed. I think it's more important that, especially in a teaser, that all the shots feel cohesive. Yeah. That's just my 2 cents.
Yeah. Curious. So Max is saying he does the same with his teasers. They max out at a minute 30. What's the reasoning on that compared to 60 seconds? I know like limits on social media platforms change all the time, so maybe it doesn't matter anymore. But
why I think it should be, because yes, you can technically have a 2-minute video, but I think like a teaser is a promotional product for your brand.
Yeah.
And if you get too long, you decrease engagement, which decreases reach. So I find like 30 seconds actually to be better, and sometimes 15 seconds is even better. Now,
if I do, like, if the couple books me for a teaser, they get a 1-minute teaser, and I think that for me probably comes from the fact that 1 minute used to be the limit. But sometimes if they don't book me for a teaser and I want to do one anyway, I'm usually doing 15 to 30 seconds for that same reason. It's just like digestible, people watch longer, and then it gets pushed further.
And people might watch it twice by accident.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
What is this? How did I get on this gold dust screensaver?
Wow.
We'll just play it in the background because
we're gonna add this. We're gonna superimpose this onto everybody's film.
One thing I wanted Goran to hear is my feedback, in my opinion, is very minor, and this is a great, beautifully shot wedding film, especially with composition and the way that they actually set it up. I really love their composition and the way that they're working with their couple. I think they did a great job.
Yeah.
So,
and also we always like to say with European weddings, like, we don't know the ins and outs of that always. So cool. All right. Well, shall we?
Oh, and one thing I want to make really clear with everyone, we make teasers for free for wedding planners that we really focus on virality and getting in front of people. When we make a teaser for our couples, we focus on them. So, I get that there's a difference between something that you would make for your own brand. I'm just saying when you sell it, you should sell what helps you sell yourself. Like Max mentioned, Max Smith from The Smiths mentioned that he likes a minute and a half. And I think it makes sense for his brand because he wants couples to listen to these interviews and understand who they are to buy their stuff. And so you got to really weigh out what you're trying to communicate and what message you're trying to communicate. So it's not like like one size fits all when it comes to teasers, but just be very intentional with the length of your teasers so that they help get out what you want to get out. Because yes, it is for the couple. And I love when people say that, because as if they're not going to like something that works for your brand. They are. They're going to like whatever you do. If you sell them something that works for them and you, that's better. That's all I'm saying.
All I'm saying is this beautiful gold background is...
It's beautiful.
Just really calm. It's just calming.
The gold dust background.
Yeah.
All right. What's next?
All right. Up next, we've got a film from Chris Truitt of Reminisce Films.
Oh, yay.
Great day. The only hard part was the logistics of getting around the venue. A massive resort, getting ready, ceremony, reception, and fireworks were all in separate locations that required golf carts. That's a pain.
I feel like that's
Couple was awesome.
always
Standards
happens.
were amazing. Really proud of this film. Think it will be a big portfolio piece.
I love it when
4 to 5
people say that
minutes
they're
long.
proud of their work, by the way.
Yeah.
It's so
I was
important.
just thinking about that on a film I just sent off, and I was like, you know what? This was a really great weekend, but also a very difficult weekend in a lot of ways. And I was like, I am really happy with the way this turned out.
I was cutting one together yesterday, big Indian Western wedding.
Yep.
And I was like, I remember shooting it and thinking like, we're doing a bad job. We're doing a bad job. We're doing a bad job. This sucks.
Yeah.
And then I'm looking at the film and I'm like, this is really sweet.
Yeah.
Like, this is really sweet. And I'm really proud of these certain shots in it. And I'm proud of how we're portraying this couple. And, you know, I feel like that's really important. Like, because I could be having a really discouraging week with my business and as an artist. And then you have these little moments. And so, like, you got to grab onto those.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I promise
right,
not to. Here we go.
But marriage, it really is one of God's greatest gifts. A gift that is only realized through perseverance, love, and a shared pursuit of a life well lived.
Cool shoes.
This is really well shot. There's a lot of really challenging exposures.
That's the fireworks shot.
Still not bright enough.
Yeah.
But
we are all here today because in one way or another, we've all played a part in their story. The story that has brought them here today and thus are very special to them. You've all made an impact on Conley and Josh's lives, and they both.
Can we just talk about that thing that groomsmen do right there?
For all of you.
What?
Unrelated
The
to this
patting of
film.
the shoulders?
Unrelated to this film. Do you like, well, that I hate, but like, but also like two things. First of all, the fact that all groomsmen have to talk the entire time they're putting the guy's coat on.
Yeah. So I was actually just thinking about this because I had a groom get ready. What was it this weekend even? Or maybe it was, I don't know. It was like in the past couple of weeks for sure. And I was thinking about this because I was like, you know, I never called like his groomsmen or dad or anything to come help. And then I was like, I kind of do that a lot where I don't call them over. And I like, as long as I can incorporate them other ways, sometimes I like the groom just solo. Like, I don't like, that it's like always talking is happening. And then,
well,
and
it becomes very,
like,
look how silly it looks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
and it's not because the filmmaker did anything wrong at all. It's just, I think it's just a thing we all do. I've started telling guys all the time now, like, you don't have to have someone help you put your coat on.
Yeah.
Like, think about it this way. If me and you were hanging out, Bobby, or we're at Clarity 2025 in February.
25.
And in New York City. And we're in the hotel room for some reason, sharing a hotel room. And then you come up to me and you're like,
the story's getting weird.
It gets even weirder because you're going to say,
right.
Could you put my coat on for me?
Yeah. I don't know how to do this.
Could you stand behind me and just put my coat on for me? Like, the idea of it is kind of absurd.
It's kind of an odd interaction. Again, nothing to this filmmaker.
Not at all. It's just
in like every film. But I think part of it too, and I was kind of thinking about this, was like the groom, it's their wedding day. You know, maybe they really wanted video. Probably the bride really wanted video, right? But they want it to be great for them and for their bride and for their wife and whatever. The best man kind of doesn't care. He's just there to have
he's
fun.
literally like probably like annoyed that he has to do this.
Yeah.
It's just a funny thing. There's so many things like this in weddings that when you do them and then you think about it later, you're like, why am I doing this? Anyway, the guy's face just really stuck out to me because he's just like,
yeah. Let me brush your
just being silly, and you could tell the groom's like, what am I doing? But you know what I will say though, it looks great.
Yeah,
great job.
It's nice.
So that was my total sidebar.
You've all made an impact on Conley and Josh's lives, and they both wanted me to express their sincere gratitude for all of you being here today and how important each and every one of you are to them.
The mini disco balls are everywhere this year.
Yep. I've seen a lot of them.
Okay.
She looks beautiful. Oh, that's a risky maneuver.
I now pronounce to you husband and wife. Josh, you may kiss your bride.
Just want to say from the bottom of our heart, we are so absolutely blessed and thankful for each and every one of you to be in our lives. It means the world of us that y'all are here today celebrating our special day, and I can't thank you enough.
This is a fun couple, fun wedding, fun people.
So here's to love, laughter, and a lifetime of happiness. Keep Jesus Christ in your heart. Keep your friends next to your side. And fall in love over and over again.
That guy just could not keep that coat on. All right, let's talk about it while we watch some dance footage. What did you like about this one? Oh, that's fun. That's fun.
Yeah, I thought there was a lot of good shooting. You know, some tough scenarios that were handled well, and then some well set up scenarios. I also thought, like, I think they did a really good job of, like, I don't want to say staged stuff, but like making the distinction and capturing both very well of like the staged, like, you know, like this, like romantics, whatever, but also capturing moments. There was a lot of like good, you could tell like, hey, I want to put you in this light, or hey guys, like kiss right there, you know, framed well, whatever. And there was a lot of also really good, like real capturing candid moments. And yeah, I thought the story was pretty solid, and I thought it represented the couple well. It did have kind of a little more upbeat, but not edgy, like you said, just kind of fun vibe to it. Lighting used throughout was nice. Colors were pretty solid, if I remember, and some like rough stuff too, so to deal with. So yeah, what about you?
First thing I'm going to say is this shot was a shot where I was like, oh, this is a person who knows how to expose a camera. This is,
it's a tough situation.
Just a pit, like a disaster waiting to happen, right? Because you see, look right here on his arm, Bobby. You can see that light sneaking through, right? And like, there's that call, like, oh, that's going to be overexposed, right?
Yeah.
And then that background with that bounce. And given it's a little later in the day, you can see the highlight on the top of her hair right there. There's a lot of things that if you didn't know exactly what you were doing and how you were trying to expose the shot and ultimately grade the shot, you would screw up. But this person preserved all the right information. So Chris, this is what I'm looking for as a owner of my company when I have a shooter doing things, is like, how do they handle bad exposures or complicated combination exposures, combination white balances, normal things that come into event coverage, you know? And they did it really well, like throughout the film, like even like right here, that looks great.
Yep.
You know, it's it's warm looking because you're trying to give people the impression that it is. And like you can see like here where they didn't have time to set their lights up and stuff.
Yeah.
That's how it really looked. And I'm okay with it.
That's fine. It happens.
It's fine.
Like,
It
I have
happens.
shots like that in my films.
Of course. But when you have an opportunity like here to light it properly, it is lit really well. And I like that they're using a lot of backlight. I think inexperienced filmmakers are always front lighting everything, and really good skilled people who understand light use side lighting, you know, Monet-ish, and then also backlight people a lot. So I think the way this person handled light is really good. And I agree with them that this piece will fit very well as a portfolio piece. Now let's talk about what we think they could do better. Now, I want to say something first so you don't steal it.
Oh, dang it. Okay.
You might not say it, by the way, so maybe you won't steal it. But the music feels dated to me.
Yeah.
Very much like early music bed, like brand new, like white dress say, kind of thing.
And maybe I'm wrong. This feels to me, well, I think it represented the couple well. It feels like that generic like I
and I close my eyes and don't even think. Like, it's very much like that kind of vibe.
Yeah. It was all music bed, which I'm actually a little surprised. Like, to me, this feels like if, you know, when, I don't know, like, obviously we are partnered with Music Bed, but we all each used Music Bed individually well before we had a partnership with them. Like, I've literally used Music Bed since they started,
cool,
like
Flair.
12 years ago or something. This felt to me like I wouldn't have been shocked if you're like, yeah, I got this on, you know, I don't know.
Yeah, it's just not the best. I mean, it's not horrible. Like it's not ruined. It's I'm sure the couple will like it. That was just a small little thing. The one thing I'll say that I think is a big thing, and it's related to the music, but mainly the storytelling and the vibe, is it felt like it had too much of the sameness throughout the film. And I know this because I remember there was a spot where I was like, oh, just give me a little relief. Like, slow down a little bit. Like, because I kept noticing they're talking, but the audio levels weren't coming down. So the mix
there
wasn't...
were a couple
the mix
like
wasn't
that.
great, but I noticed that when you had a couple of gaps in the song that were dynamically lower, it felt good. And I would just
feel like, I'm trying to think through it now, and I can't quite remember, but I feel like all the songs, because there were a few at least, like 2 or 3 for sure, all kind of felt like the same.
Very samey.
Yeah.
And so I think, as much as I think the songs are a little dated, I think that's more okay with the second part, which is it lacked dynamics and the mix was a little off. And I think if there was a little more dynamics, like the middle was a little more still, if you had a couple more breaks in the edit with the songs, I think it would enhance the big moments. And that, I actually think it's a kind of a small critique because I think the film in itself is good.
Yeah.
And I don't think you need to do that to make a good film, but I think it could be a little improved if you gave it a little more diversity in your song dynamics.
Yeah, I would like to see that too. The only other thing I would add is like there just seemed to be like a couple almost like throwaway shots where I was like, who is this random person or something? And like,
yeah, I saw a couple of those.
And like, I don't know who they are, to be fair, you know, so I can't necessarily speak to that.
There's
but
I wonder if we're talking about the same shot, Bobby. There was like a shot of this lady walking into something. She had like kind of a stank face on her face, and she was like walking downstairs.
It was just like a couple where I'm just like,
this shot.
I don't know, like
right here.
Yeah. Like just even kind of all these. I don't know who that guy in the suit is. Maybe it's like a dad or something. But
yeah, I don't really mind. I know what you're saying.
I think they're fine. Like you're not ruining the film with me, but I'm also wondering like, is there something better? Like it's not I don't think it pushes the story forward. I don't know if it's somebody important, which if it is, then you know. Doesn't matter what I say, but like it's not a particularly amazing shot. I don't think it shows off any transition to a new, like as a guest to a new part of the day or anything like that, like or an experience for the guest. And yeah, I guess that would be my only question is like,
why are they there?
Yeah, some of those shots I'm just like, like
you know what I'm wondering? I didn't see much of the actual reception tent, and I don't remember seeing a single wide shot of the reception tent, like
that's true
during like a room clear.
detail.
And I think that like when you what I'm bringing it up is like I think it's probably cool, but I don't really get a sense. I'm not getting a sense of the room, so I do think you should make sure to get that like wide shot of the room, not just these closer shots. Like this is just luxury wedding filmmaking 101, guys. You gotta have the wide shot of the reception room. You have to show how the design works together. That is what planners want. They want you to highlight how the design, not just the individual elements, but how they all play in one shot. So that's the one thing I noticed that I'm like as a missing shot. But overall, I think their shot choices were pretty good throughout the film. So really good. I mean, they definitely should use this in their portfolio. And it's very good. Like they're killing it on all these really hard things. And the stuff we're bringing up is pretty minor. So good job.
Yeah. Cool. Well, what do you say we do one more?
Let's do one more. One more.
Right. If you did submit and we didn't get to your film, or if you've submitted during this show, just know that we will keep you on file. I feel like the last handful of weeks when we did show up kind of last minute, we pulled from our backlog. So we've definitely worked through a good amount of that. So we'll try to keep you for future.
And also, there's no way we're doing a live stream for the next 2 weeks, as FYI.
There you go.
I'm in New York next week, and I'm in Portugal the week after. So
big moves for Jay. That'll be awesome. Weddings for both?
Yes.
Sweet. All right.
Should have been Carl. Carl's in chat. Carl's going to hang out in New York City with me. I can't wait.
Fun.
And guys, I am doing all my site visits for Clarity 2025, which we're going to be doing in February. And I'm just getting the details down. So if you're interested, let me know in chat if you're interested in attending. We are trying to put together a lineup of filmmakers that are professional filmmakers, probably more leaning into the high-end luxury market, who are serious about what they do. It's also about just connecting with other people who are serious. It is not about shooting. We might do one of those later, but it is about being inspired, running a good business, talking about working with wedding planners. If you want to be around like-minded people, plan on some time in February. Come out to New York City with us. Last year was literally incredible. Like
it was actually like, obviously we're the ones putting it on, but as somebody who
you didn't do anything to put it on.
I know. I was going to say, I was just saying like Jay is really like Jay and Jared, or maybe just Jay mostly, are the ones who planned everything. I really just showed up and like, I don't know. It was awesome. It was just a really cool experience. Got to meet some great people, got to put a face to the name of a handful of people that you obviously interact with online and whatnot. And yeah, just like being around people who are pushing themselves is so helpful.
The website's not updated because I haven't chosen the location yet, guys. So we will keep it. By the way, yeah, you can speak. Max, you want to speak? You can speak. I think you have something. You have something to say, bro. So
I agree. I think
I would 100% let you speak.
Big stance.
So yeah, but we're trying to put it all together, and we're gonna pick something good, but not too good, so that you guys will cheap out and not go. So I gotta look and make sure we have the right spot. But I think New York will be fun, and I love New York City. So
I do too. It is one of my favorite places.
Cool. So which one do you want to do last? Do you want to do our speaker, the Smiths, or?
Yes. And that's also a teaser, which will be good. So this is coming from the Smiths. Just a teaser for this past weekend. Okay, cool. So I like that. I don't ever know how recent some of these are. But from this past weekend, never submitted a teaser, but this one had such a cool toast from the dad that I wanted to share. And yeah,
we did a teaser last week to a Juice WRLD song.
Really?
Yes.
Interesting.
Well, the couple walked down the aisle to a Juice WRLD song. So
that's cool. I like Juice WRLD.
So we took the song and we found like a piano version of it.
Okay.
And we cut together. I want to find it because it's only 15 seconds long, but it's really funny. Because I'm not sure people would think of it as Juice WRLD. Oh my God, we did so many weddings in September, Bobby. Guess how many weddings we shot in September?
30. Wait, I need to do some math.
No, we didn't.
Right? Yeah, that would be a ton.
No.
Or what about 15?
No, we did 30.
Oh, all right.
We did like probably more than 30 actually. I think we had a weekend with 12. When we have 2 weekends we have 7 this weekend and we have 12 the next weekend. So it's been just absolutely insane. But we'll do the teaser and then I'll find the Juice WRLD one. So anything we need to know about this film from the Smiths?
I think I said everything unless Max wants to add anything into chat. Oh, he did say very reserved, chill couple, different vibe than the usual.
Nice. Here we go. Oh, I like what he's doing here. Pause. This is cool. This is like very, very much their style in a different speed.
Yeah.
I like this. Anyway.
Emily and Ethan, I just want to say to you, not every day is like today. Right? So some days you get up and it's a bonkers day at work. And when work is done, you come home and there's a sink full of dishes. And some days for other reasons are just hard, something disappointing happens. But I want to say to you tonight, every one of those days is just as good and just as important as this one right here. I want to remind you of something that I've shared, a quote that I've shared many times at Thanksgiving in years past, and it's the great wisdom of Frederick Buechner, who says this: listen to your life. See it for the fathomless mystery that it is. In the boredom and the pain of it, no less than in the excitement and gladness.
That looks nice.
Touch, taste, see your way to the holy and hidden part of it. Because in the last analysis, all moments are key moments, and life itself is grace.
Really good.
Love it. Yeah.
My opinion, Max, is you should make most of your films like that. That will allow you to charge double the price.
Yeah, I really like that. I am trying to think of things that I would change, and I don't really have.
I have nothing that I would change about it. I think the narrative is perfect. I think the way that you actually went through and like included so much audio, but in a more like, it's not narrative audio. It's vibe. It's place. It's that position of like positioning you there. People, especially wealthy couples, they like that vibe. They don't want to have to be a character. They want it to more be just like they're in the thing. They don't want to have to act for you. And I think you found a way to take what you normally like to do, that intimacy and that kind of inclusion. And of course you have that really nice session with the couple, which is really adds a lot. It's a little bit sexy, but not overly edgy, and still matches their vibe with also the normal wedding stuff. And then of course this genius father or whoever that was sharing this really beautiful, it's just kind of all of it. And I can't really say enough about it. It's awesome.
Yeah, I really liked it. The shooting, the handheld stuff. This is another where I feel like I'd said this on one of the other films, and this is a great example of it as well, of like the mix between getting what you see as a creative, like executing your vision, and also capturing moments. And that's something that you do really well and is displayed in this one. And I love how you're able to, I mean, I've said this before, get the investment from your couples to do these extra sessions. And I think it's just so so great to add into the films and adds a lot. And just like, I really like this pace. I like this feel, which is not something that I would always say easily, especially for a teaser. I know it's different than your normal, which I like your normal as well, but I think this really worked. I feel like and it's a combination of the way it's shot, the way it's put together, the music that was used, etc. But everything kind of comes together to just make it feel like a dream. And
it's cohesive, really cool, but also it has a lot of heart and it's very personal.
Yeah.
And I
think
that's
what I want to know. Max, how big was your smile while that dad was giving that speech? And you're just like, this is going to be perfect.
Yeah. I mean, I think like, I've always thought this about people who make films like Max. Like, it sucks because what they normally do doesn't often work its way into the luxury market because these couples aren't willing to participate.
Yeah.
And I love it when I can see someone figuring out a way, like, how do I make more money? How do I like work with couples who are a little different in their personality? How do I work with like outside of my normal couple? And
and that's hard.
It's very hard. Like, and it's not everything works that way. Like it's not like a must. Everyone has to do this. And at Max, they don't have to do it. They're doing great with their typical couple. But I think a film like this allows you to target a different type of couple. And like my company, we lose gigs all the time. And we lose them because we don't make a certain type of film as effectively or as often. And that's part of just how it is. Like, you get pigeonholed, you make a product, and then everyone's going to go like, I want this product. Everybody wants us. We're like luxury fun. They're like these luxury events, but we also are a little bit fun and we're willing to do a little more fast paced and a little more kind of edgy, but not like overly edgy and overly artsy, versus like we have some people locally who make much more a slower, more romantic style. And we lose out those gigs. They'll be like, oh, that's more like our personality. And so when you have a diverse range of what you can do and you're able to show it to future couples who are like, oh, I like your work, but like, I'm not like a sexy person, or I don't want to be interviewed or whatever.
I don't feel like I'm that couple or whatever.
This film just adds like an entire other audience that you can sell your work to and say, we could do it like this. I love that.
Yeah. Sweet. Well, thank you for submitting, Max. I always love watching your work. And thank you to everybody for joining today. As Jay said, we will be gone the next 2 weeks because we have lives as wedding filmmakers as well and are busy sometimes. But this was a great stream.
Loved it.
It was great to have everybody back. Fun. It was great to review some nice films and to see you all and chat with you all. I assume then we will be back in 3 weeks. You can start submitting now. There were a few submissions that we had that we didn't get to today, so we'll try to get to those next time as well. Keep your eye out for Clarity 2025 information. And anything else, Jay?
No, like I said, check out that video we did. Because
on the AI stuff.
I just want to hear like what people have to say about it, and I also want to see you guys. I want to sell this thing out, and I really think like with the down 2025 market for so many people, like it's more and more and more important, guys, that you really focus on your business and being around people who know what they're talking about and who have like sustained excellence and sustained success in the industry. And that's what we're going to do at Clarity 2025. And I couldn't be more excited. We got some special stuff in store. So we'll see you guys.
Sweet. Leave a like on your way out. We would love that. And we will see you in a few weeks. Thank you all for joining.